Hey guys, just a short video here. So they recently added Texas to the American Truck Simulator game, and what would you know, they added Starbase as well. So I thought I would take a drive out here and just look it over and give my initial thoughts and impressions as I'm going along. They don't actually call it Starbase in the game. You can see on the wall here it actually says Star Bay. That's likely for copyright issues. I don't know if SpaceX has a copyright on the Starbase name, but that would lead me to believe that they do. So this is our first look here, and you can see the rocket garden off there in the distance. Let me turn the mirrors off there. So this was when they were making the fuel tanks here behind the wall that would later go down to the launch site. And you can see the high bay there on the right. Now you can see some stuff off in the distance there that is not 100% accurate. It makes it look like SpaceX is building the Starship Super Heavy vehicles using some kind of like internal support frame, which is not accurate at all. No parking lot in front of Stargate there, and everything's a little more compact and close together. All the cars parked out front is accurate though. The tents here are pretty accurate. They are going to be replaced by actual buildings here soon. It looks like we've got a little like tour thing. So we'll pull over and grab that. It's usually like a scenic look at a location nearby. Now the game is, overall the game is pretty compressed as far as the map goes. Obviously you don't want it to be full size because the game would be massive and it would take forever to get from place to place. I recently did a trip from the southeast corner of New Mexico all the way up to Seattle, and real time it took me about 3.5 hours to complete the trip. So that gives you kind of an idea of the size of the map. But as you can see here, the production site and the launch site are pretty close together in the game. When in actuality, I think they're roughly a mile apart. You can see, so the only way they were going to make it so that you could grab or drop off loads with a semi-truck at this location is they added a construction company and put it like right next to the launch site, which is not accurate at all, and kind of disappointing. But if that was the only way that they could get jobs into the game, then I guess it is what it is. They're going to give us a peek here pretty soon at the high bay with the booster sitting inside. There we go. Bunch of rings hanging around, rocket garden off in the distance. Overall, I would say, I mean, it's pretty cool that it's in the game. Stargate is actually Stargate, which is nice. You can see off in the distance there, it makes it look like they're building the vehicles around like some kind of internal frame, and that's not accurate at all. So there was a quick little scenic tour, and now we'll drive down to the launch site. But like I said, overall, cool that it's in the game. Unfortunately, it's not completely accurate, but you know, I would rather have it in this state in the game than not have it at all. You know, in my opinion, you can't add the state of Texas to a game like this these days without including Starbase, because it is a big part of the state now and will be a large part in the future, especially when we start making launches to Mars. So here's the construction company I was talking about. This obviously does not exist in real life. The company that makes this game is actually located in Europe, So a lot of their reference for stuff like this comes from online photos, and we've noticed that they use Google Street View a lot. You can see it's gravel right here where I'm driving, so this had to have been while they were doing the repaving construction. And then the launch area is not 100% accurate. Looks like it's still under construction. Hoppy is not in the right spot. They've got him on the landing pad, but he's supposed to be closer to the road. I'm not sure what this building is here that they've got under construction. That is where the fuel farm is supposed to be. So that is not accurate at all, especially with it having a wood frame like a house. Let's go for a little trip up to the top of the tower here. So it looks like they've only got one of the chopsticks, which is interesting. They need to add the other one, and then the QD, the ship QD arm is facing the wrong direction. It's not supposed to fold all the way in on this side like that. It's actually supposed to be on the other side, more to the middle. Yeah, see, they only have one of the chopstick arms. A quick trip down to one of the starships. I don't know what these blue and orange things are, and the reflection in the body is not from this area. So that's a little off-putting. I mean, technically I'm like no clipping and flying around out here where you're not supposed to be. So there's Hoppy on the landing pad. That dirt berm's not in the right spot either. And this is probably Lab Padre and somebody else riding their horses on the beach. But that's a quick tour, so I thought I would put this video out for you guys. And I'll get some more video for ATS Texas out soon.